Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Thank you for joining me in the Sunday sermon. Today I want to share a word with you. It was on my spirit, and it's from the book of Proverbs, the 16th chapter and the 18th verse. And it says, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. When you think about that, it's talking solely about pride, arrogance. And a lot of times it's so easy. I mean, we see people who are broke financially and still full of arrogance and pride. We see people who are middle of the way, people who are rich, people in sports who aren't that talented and prideful and arrogant. People in the classroom who aren't that smart and are prideful and arrogant. And I want to remind you to check your pride. Check your pride and understand, the different types of pride. It's one thing to take pride in something, like take pride in your appearance, take pride in, your speech, your language, your education, to take pride in yourself. And then it's a totally different thing to have pride in the sense of to be arrogant, to be condescending, to be disrespectful. And think about it in every aspect of your life. When you're talking to people, when you're dealing with people, one of the main things what I want you to be aware of is, how do you speak to customer service? How do you speak to customer service? See, in my business, I have, several different companies, and a few of them are service-based. I'm providing courses, seminars, online courses, teleconferences, things like this that I have a small fee for, and giving a whole lot of insight and knowledge on this, whatever medium I'm using. And I do the customer service. So I read every email that comes in. I see every email that comes in from someone with a question or a concern. And then they receive a response with a virtual assistance tag or an assistance tag, their signature at the bottom. And it may be, a lady, a man, and I see the response, and then I see the person write back. And it's always interesting to me to see the different types of people. So you have one person who write in and they're like, hey, bought this course and can't figure out how to log in. Not sure what's going on. Do you think you can help me? And then you have somebody else write in and they're like, hey, I bought this course and the course is not working. I cannot log in, and this is not why I spend my money. If I spend my money, I expect to get what I paid for. So I need to hear from somebody ASAP or I will be requesting a refund. And I'm like, whoa. And then lo and behold, it's their fault, because when they signed up, they wrote .con instead of .com. They got .con. And then we have to respond back and, in a nice way, hey, so sorry about that. Well, actually the issue is you had a typo in the email that you used, and now they feel stupid. Some people don't even respond. Some people don't know how to respond. And they're like, oh, okay. Oh, so sorry about that, or some, oh, okay, good, and I look and I say, man, that lets me know I'm able to see the level of success or the longevity that a person will have in their success if they achieve success based on how they talk to people and how they deal with people, especially people who you think work for you. No one works for you. Everyone is working with you. And when you think about this, how do you talk to the person taking your order? How do you talk to the person that you're on the customer service line with? How do you talk to your child? How do you talk to your boss, your coworker, your employee, your classmate, your teacher, your student, whatever it may be? Evaluate every area of your life, every relationship that you have, every interaction with that you have, and ask yourself, am I operating from a place of pride, from a place of arrogance, or am I operating from a place of humility? Now, on the last side of this, especially if you are a leader, if you are in a position of leadership, and especially a Christian leader, I want to talk to y'all specifically. Hopefully you see this. Remember that Jesus, he could have rode in on a cloud, but instead he walked. He could have rode a horse, but he'll come trotting in on a donkey one time that we saw. He could have been put on one of those big, pillow things, and with the guys having it on their shoulder and carrying him in. They would have carried him in. After seeing one miracle, they would have carried him in. Let me ask you this to you leaders. Who have you helped see from their blind eyes? Who have you helped hear from their deaf ears? What person who was lame have you made walk? Who have you risen from the dead? Your answer is no one. So why are you unreachable? Why are you untouchable? Why can no one have access to you? Why do you feel you need 12 security guards, 6 armor bearers? Why do you need a driver and assistant and a pilot and all of these things? Why do you need 10 assistants? Why do you need people at your every marching order? And who are you? What have you done for the kingdom? And are you greater than Jesus Christ himself? So understand, do things decent and in order. There's a time for everything. You may need an assistant. You may need a manager. You may need those things. But one thing that you have to remember, if you are a leader in any arena, a school teacher, police officer, a sports coach, a parent, a sibling, wherever you are, you have to lead from that position. Make sure you lead with service and you lead with humility, not with pride or with arrogance. You should not be a dictator or a tyrant. You should be a servant. A leader is a servant, and the greatest among you is the servant, in the words of Jesus Christ. So, hey, this is Tony Gaskins. I just want to remind you to remain humble in those tense times when somebody's asking you too many questions, when somebody gets on your nerves, when you're in the middle of 5 o'clock traffic, when you're dealing with a young child, when you're dealing with an ignorant adult who is being very immature. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whoever you're dealing with, operate from a place of humility. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. I'll see you next Sunday.